If you, like many, struggle getting ointment into your animal's eye, then you might want to save this video and share this out, because I'm going to give you a super helpful trick that you're definitely going to want to know about. And this would apply to if you're trying to get it into your horse's eye, your cow, your goat, your llama, whatever it may be. And if you're new here, I'm Dr. Nicole, veterinarian of 18 years, and I also own a herd of almost 200 miniature horses. And I'm going to be giving you all kinds of tips to medically treat your animals, specifically horses. Now, this tip does have to do with asking your veterinarian for a different type of formulation of the medication that has been given. So if you've been given an ointment like this, if you're good with putting these in, that's fine. But if you're not, because these can be hard. One thing you can do to make it easier, if you do have to use an ointment, is to warm it up, because when this stuff gets cold, it is super, super hard to get in. But the hard part about this is when you squeeze it like this, the thing is you don't want to touch the tip to the horse's eye because you don't want to contaminate it. So when you go to put it in like this, what happens? It sticks to the tip. And so one thing that is easier than doing ointments is to do an actual liquid solution. But the problem that we have with using solutions like this is that a horse, you can't just easily just tilt their head back like you can in a dog or a cat and let gravity help you. A horse, their eyes are on the side of their head, so they have to essentially go like this, which when you're trying to put this in at the same time and wrestling with the horse and stuff, that doing that all together, especially if you're doing it by yourself without any help, is very, very difficult. That's why you will see with livestock that typically your vet is going to prescribe some type of ointment instead. So what you can do, if you can get your vet to give you a solution instead, is you can take a 1 cc syringe and you're going to take it off, pop off that top there, and then you just suck up the solution. You're going to actually break off this needle. So I'm going to bend it like this and then back again this way, and just keep going like that until it completely breaks off. Now, what you have here, it is still sharp, so you don't want to poke your horse's eye with this, but what you have here now squirts it directly across, so you can easily just squirt it directly into your horse's eye from the side. If you didn't break the needle off and use it that way and you're using it this way, then this is what happens. And so I'll oftentimes draw it up the whole syringe full, and then I'll just very gently, just each dose, just a little like that. Just because all you need is a drop. And so that's just one little tip that's going to make it a whole lot easier to apply eye medications to your horse rather than using this ointment, and then you can use the solution instead. So let me know if you guys have heard of this before. Definitely make sure you share out this video, because a lot of people have not heard of this, and I even know some veterinarians that haven't heard of this, so it may be something to bring up to your vet. So let me know in the comments if you guys have heard of this or if this is all new to you, and what other kind of tips would you like to hear next time. This is definitely not a video for anybody who's at all queasy. I'm going to show you something in this video that is upsetting. It's not easy to look at all, but if you're one of those people that likes veterinary medicine, likes science, you're going to love this video. But if you're not, and you don't like quote unquote gross things, please scroll now. So it is that time of year where we do start to see mares losing foals. They're very, very early on. We do still typically find the fetus in the stall or in the field. And today was a very bad day because we did find one in a stall this morning. This is Catalina. If you know any of our show horses, you'll know our show horses, Angelina, Stell, who lives over in the UK, and then Adelina, who just went to her new owner in Canada. Catalina is definitely one of our favorite mares, best producing, and definitely not one that we want to walk in a stall in the morning and find a fetus on the ground. But that is exactly what happened. She is 136 days today, so I'm going to show you the fetus, but this is your second warning that if you don't like this kind of things, please scroll. So as far as how she's doing, could be better, she could be worse. Typically at this stage, they actually usually just kind of like spit them out and that's it. It's over and they're fine, but she looks like crap. But I just ran her blood work and all that is fantastic. Her heart rate is actually only 48. Gut sounds are good, temp is good, everything else looks spot on. Her lactate was only 1.6, which that made me super happy. So we're not gonna have to do fluids just yet, but we're gonna be monitoring closely. And then tomorrow I will be flushing her uterus out and taking a culture and sending that out. I told you it was gonna be gruesome, but there is our little baby horse. So this is Catalina's foal that she aborted this morning. This is 4.5 months gestation. I actually have not even ripped the sac open to see if it's a boy or a girl. I will tell you, she's had 5 girls in a row. That's all she's ever had. So I would be shocked if it's a girl, but... And that is a boy. Little teeny tiny hooves. So sad. And here you can see the umbilical cord right here. Oh. Poor little baby. Heartbreaking. So we're gonna check the placenta and make sure it's all there. Now there is a little bit of mucopurulent discharge, otherwise known as pus. This tells me that more than likely the cause of death was placentitis. So these vessels here, you can see that there's some black spots. Those black spots are actually blood clots. Very possible that the blood clots were the cause of death. The blood clots would have probably been caused by the placentitis, which is an inflammation infection of the placental fluid in the placental unit. But there's a lot of blood clots here. More than likely there were blood clots thrown to the blood supply towards the fetus, which would have then caused the death of the fetus. There's a really big blood clot right there. There's our little boy. If you could say a few prayers for Catalina and let me know if you have any questions.